So you might remember that last year I made a video called "The 2019 Season Never Happened." What I meant by that was, hey, you can watch a full broadcast from any MLB game between 2009 and 2018 on YouTube, and then the current season and previous 2 seasons before that on MLB TV. So at the time it was 2022, which meant MLB TV also carried the 2021 and 2020 seasons, which left the 2019 season in a really weird limbo where you could conjure up a full broadcast from any season between 2009 and 2022, except for 2019. Thankfully, soon after, someone tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, there's a backdoor method, a secret way to access these 2019 full game broadcasts. It revolved around going to the Scores tab on MLB's website, using the calendar feature to rewind back to 2019, and clicking on the MLB TV button for those games. They would pop up even though that wasn't officially supported by MLB TV, which again only promises the previous 2 seasons from current year. And at the time, that seemed reasonable to me. I still had access to the 10 free YouTube seasons. I still had access to exactly what MLB TV promised me I'd have access to. And then I had access to just a little bit more extra for being in the know. However, as of 2023, that method no longer works. You can still navigate to the game on the Scores page, but once you click the MLB TV button, it will attempt to load the game, but it'll appear as if the game is no longer stored on MLB servers. And given that it is now 2023, MLB TV promises me access to 2022 and 2021, but not 2020. So now both the 2020 season and the 2019 season are in this weird gap where you can't access them that I'm going to now call the dead zone. Just think about that, because every single year that dead zone is going to grow. Next year we'll have access to the 2024 season as it's happening, and the archives will have 2023 and 2022, but 2021 will disappear, and then the next year after that, 2022 will disappear, and the next year after that, the current season we're watching now, 2023, will also disappear. Doesn't it give you like a sense of dread to know that these full broadcasts are disappearing, even though you can watch a full game from 2009 if you want? It is just so strange to be able to conjure up a full season game from 2010, but not 2020. Now, before this sounds too alarmist, let's talk about what is out there from these dead zone seasons. You can still view every pitch from Baseball Savant or MLB Film Room, it just doesn't include what's in between, which would include things like instant replays or alternate angles. You can get some of those instant replays and alternate angles through highlight clips. MLB posts highlights from every game. For the 2019 and 2020 seasons, these are on average about 6 to 7 minutes long, so 3 hours down to 6 or 7 minutes. If it's a big, notable game you're after, you're going to have to hope that a fan saved it and uploaded it to a website like YouTube. You know, if I type in 2020 World Series Game 6, I can still conjure up that full game because someone has uploaded it and MLB hasn't taken it down, although I bet they claim the video for ad revenue. And yet, there is no way, asterisk, that I know of, to conjure up Lucas Giolito's no-hitter from the 2020 season. You can conjure up every pitch of it via Baseball Savant. You can conjure up highlights of it clipped by MLB, but you can't enjoy the full broadcast. You'll never be able to enjoy the tension of that moment again. One problem with using these highlight packages as a replacement for full games is that MLB is only going to highlight things that it wants you to see. This is an extreme example, but earlier this year, Ryan Noda hit a home run to right field near some "sell the team" signs, and when MLB posted the clip as part of their highlights package, they cropped out the signs. Last month, I made a video about instant replay review on my main channel. You guys know this isn't my main channel, right? Okay, good. And there was a time where I wanted to show the full replay review process from a game that occurred in 2019, and I couldn't. There was just a very brief highlight clip of it instead. Now, most of you aren't baseball content creators, but imagine if you caught a foul ball and it made the broadcast, or you were just part of a crowd shot or something like that. If that occurred during a dead zone season, it's probably gone. Your favorite broadcaster tells a funny story during a lull in the game. Gone. Any sort of instant replay on a non-scoring play, let's say a catcher throwing out a base runner, that's gone. That rarely gets clipped in MLB's highlights. What about the pace of the game itself? A couple years from now, 2022 is going to fall into that dead zone, and it won't be so easy for us to see what the pace of play was like right before the pitch clock. And again, what about any oddity that the league doesn't want to highlight? What if a fan runs on the field? That's going to be gone. And again, the biggest thing bothering me here is the inconsistency. When I was growing up, my implicit understanding was that if it is on the internet, it's forever. And that remains partially true. If I say something terribly racist in this video like, "Hey, Scottish people, bagpipes are annoying," well, that's going to be clipped and that's going to follow me for the rest of my life. And 30 years from now, when I'm at a job interview and the guy conducting it is named McTavish, I'm not going to get the job. But Major League Baseball has this product viewed by millions and millions of people, and every spring, one season of that just gets struck from existence. And you know what? Maybe there's a brave data hoarder out there somewhere, but I'll tell you what, it's not so easy to hoard 2 broadcasts of 2,400 games that are 3 hours apiece in full HD quality. When you do that math, you start to realize why the dead zone exists in the first place. Storage isn't free. And if every pitch and highlights from every game are technically available, MLB can convince themselves that nothing of value is lost in deleting these 2019 and 2020 seasons. So, there is a dead zone and it's going to keep growing. Does it affect me? Absolutely. Does it affect you? Maybe. Am I being entitled for complaining about it? Also maybe. But I don't feel entitled to things that I never had in the first place. I'm upset because I used to be able to watch these 2019 and 2020 seasons, and now I can't for seemingly arbitrary reasons, and I know that 2021, 2022, and 2023 are going to be on the chopping block next. And it's so inconsistent because, once again, I can conjure up a full broadcast of just about any game between 2009 and 2018. I'll put it this way, if MLB removed the 10 free archived seasons on YouTube today, they would have every right. They are the copyright holder after all. This was always something that was sort of too good to be true. It was almost too pro-consumer to exist in this world. There has to be some sort of catch, and maybe somewhere down the line, that catch is all those seasons get paywalled, and I have to pay even more extra on top of my very costly MLB TV subscription to access those seasons from 2009 onwards. But you know what? If it came complete with those lost seasons of 2019 and 2020, it would be well worth it to me. Maybe not the average fan, but definitely me. I need it for work. So here's what we're gonna do. If you care, whether it be from a baseball angle or simply just a data preservation angle, take this video link and tweet it at MLB. It's really the only thing I can think to do. Maybe the right person will see it and they'll seek to rectify the situation, or maybe the wrong person will see it and say, "Hey, we have 10 free seasons on YouTube. What are we doing? Take them down, take them down." Life's a gamble. By the way, no sponsor for this video, but if you want to support what I do, check out my Patreon. I've got dozens and dozens of hours of exclusive bonus video content. You'll also get your name featured in the credits of a Baseball Bits on my main channel. Again, this is not my main channel. Stop saying this is my main channel.